Welcome to five element theory. What are the five elements? That's what we're going to go over in this video. And so if you've gone to an acupuncturist or a Chinese a TCM practitioner, then some of them may have gone over five elements. Five elements is a theory in traditional Chinese medicine. But what is it? Is it actually science or is it some woo-woo mystical healing, right? It's not. It's science. Don't be stuck on the words that we use in Chinese medicine. Back then, 3,000 years ago, when Chinese medicine was discovered, was developed, was started, was born, they didn't have the terminology that we use today. So don't be stuck on the terminology, like the words that they use. The words that they use in Chinese medicine may not make sense to people today, but there are corresponding words in today's Western medicine that is starting to explain what they already discovered 3,000 years ago. And that's the cool thing, is that people back then were super observant. They were observant of nature. They were observant of how God made this world work. They were observant of the human body, the cycles, the biological rhythms, right? And that's what we're going to go over. The first part is just five elements. I've got other biological rhythms that I would discuss in future videos, but this video is about five elements. So what are the five elements? Let's jump in. So the five elements are fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. I'm going to go over what each of these elements mean, how they show up in nature, and also how it correlates to our human bodies. So the first part, what do these five elements actually mean? So let's start with fire. Fire means passion, warmth, transformation. You have a burning fire, you have a burning desire, that's passion, right? And this goes in a cycle. The people back then noticed nature goes in a cycle. Just like our bodies have biological rhythms, nature has its rhythm. Just like, look at the weather. We have spring, we have summer, we have fall, we have winter. Nature goes into cycles. In Chinese medicine, they found out, the doctors back then and 3,000 years ago saw there was these five cycles. They just called it five element. It could be five cycles, it could be five transformation. Again, don't be stuck on the word elements. Next one, earth element, symbolizes stability, nourishing, centering. Earth is feeding you, right? Metal is clarity, boundaries, release. Water is wisdom, flow, restoration. Wood is growth, flexibility, and renewal, right? But how does this correlate to nature? So let's see how nature follows these five elements. So the fire, right? Sun. Where do we get fire? The sun. The sun gives what? Warmth. It gives light. It causes seasons change, right? It also affects the iceberg melting. We have global warming. That's because of the sun, fire, right? When there's too much fire, if the earth is too close to the sun, then the earth starts getting burned. Make sense? So you see, 3,000 years ago, they were not trying to make things so weird, mystical, esoteric. I know a lot of Chinese medicine in today's society, especially in the US, it is viewed as something that's mystical, magic, that's not real medicine. 3,000 years ago, those people were about real physical medicine. Again, they just used different terminology than we use right now. They were speaking a different language. So don't get stuck with the language. Understand the idea, and you would just be amazed how people back then could understand medicine without MRIs, X-rays, without blood tests. They knew what was going on in the body without having to open the body, right? I think that's pretty cool, right? Next thing, so fire goes into earth. So when you have fire, sun, what does the sun do? Sun provides nutrients for plants, for the earth, for plants to grow. That's earth. Earth is the soil, the dirt. What is in the soil? Nourishment, nutrients. Soil nourishes and supports. It is a center that holds and balance. And what happens when certain nutrients are like hibernating? They're in the earth for thousands of years. That's where we get fossil fuel. You know, the stuff that you pump into your car? Gas, right? Where do you get that? You get that from fossil fuels, from breaking down crude oil. How does crude oil form? It's from the earth over time into metal. You have rocks and metals and diamonds. Where do we get all our minerals? Like we have electric vehicles right now. What's in those batteries? Those are all minerals. Why do you think All the countries are trying to gather a lot of the minerals in different parts of the world because you need those minerals to make batteries. But in Mother Nature, those minerals over time grow. Of course, they're compressed and they're formed as a chemical process. I'm not going to get into that. You just know that these minerals are natural. They are in the earth. That's what metal stands for. Don't you think our bodies need minerals? Sodium, potassium, chloride, these are all minerals. Where do we get the minerals from? They're all from the soil. And so metal also includes the different types of rocks, diamonds, steel, the coal, all of that comes from Mother Nature. Now, of course, there are many man-made minerals now, but traditionally in the world 3,000 years ago, these were all from Mother Nature. So after metal, there is water. Water flows downhill. It nourishes, it cleanses, it sustains life. All living organisms need water. After water, then you have trees, you have wood. That's trees grow towards the sky. They grow out from the earth. The earth is kind of the medium, and just figuratively, don't take me literally, metals are below the soil. And then wood are everything that is above the soil, all the trees, nature, plants, roots, all of this, like Chinese herbs. Some of them are below soil, but a lot of them are above soil, and they are in the wood element. And then from wood, guess what? Why is there forest fires? Now, I'm not talking about if you're in the US, in California, every year there's forest fires, someone just man-induced. But in nature, fires actually occur naturally. Why? Because that is the cycle of nature. Just imagine people sitting around just observing this happen, and it just occurs in cycle. It happens over and over, just like the seasons. The seasons, you don't have to do anything. You can't even stop it. Although man is trying to stop it, scientists are trying to maybe manipulate it, but summer always comes, fall always comes, winter always comes, spring always comes. It always comes every year. You can't stop it. There is a nature cycle. You may not believe it. Someone's controlling it. Whether you believe in God or not, hey, someone's controlling it. And someone's having this cycle go over and over every single year for centuries. Why does that happen? Because it must be important. But how does that link to humans? Because this affects human health. Our bodies have biological rhythms. It has cycles. We are nature, starting from the wood element, right? From the wood element, which corresponds to your liver and gallbladder organs, they support smooth flow, planting, growth. Wood in nature is growing plants and trees. So we are growing. In the human body, there's also detoxification. So there's vision, there's emotional balance, there's detox. Next, after wood is fire. So fire corresponds to the heart and small intestines. You also get warmth, circulation, joy. You also get good blood flow, healthy expression. After fire, guess what you get? Earth. Earth is all about digestion, energy production, stability, strong physical strength, muscles, a sense of grounding. After earth, you got metal. What is metal corresponding to? Lung and large intestine. Thousands of years ago, they had different terminology for everything. They used the word metal, but it corresponds to our actual lungs and our large intestine. What does that do? Breathing and elimination, healthy skin. Last is water. Water is corresponding to your kidney and bladder. What is that? Water metabolism. Your water metabolism is controlled by your water organs, which are your kidneys and bladder. I think this one most people can understand. Does that make sense? How your kidneys and bladder are your water element organs. So you got also healthy bones, fluid balance, electrolyte balance, restful energy. So it's important to understand the 5 elements. You can't just disregard it just because it's not in the anatomy and physiology book of a Western medicine. And I've studied that. Western medicine is only discovered 100, 200 years old. It's very young. It's like an infant. Chinese medicine was discovered 3,000 years ago. It is old medicine. It is medicine that has withstood the test of time. So to ignore it, you may not be able to balance your body holistically, because Chinese medicine is all about balance. How can we get our bodies in balance as much as possible? Because our bodies are always in fluctuation. So the key is when it fluctuates too far up, too far down, we want to put it back to the middle. We want to keep it balanced. And Chinese medicine is all about that. And the 5 elements is just one way that it uses how to explain how to balance our organ function, our health. That's why even in functional medicine and nutritionists, you will hear some of the same things. In their books, they may say, oh, they discovered through scientific research. Well, yes, they did, but Chinese medicine discovered it 3,000 years ago. You can say real life research. It's not research done in a test tube. It's not research done in a laboratory in a closed environment. It was research done on real people for 3,000 years. And they saw that you want to follow the seasons, align your activities with the season of nature, eat with the elements, right? A lot of Western nutrition has adopted this. Eat with the elements, eat with the seasons. Breathe, move, awareness, rest and rise naturally. Can you wake up without an alarm clock? Most people cannot. It's because great invention called the light bulb. The light bulb extended our daytime working hours. It's a great thing, but also a terrible thing for our health. That's why people don't sleep until 11, 12 at night or past 12 in the morning. Really, you should be sleeping around 9 to 10-ish. I know some of you are like, oh, I can't do that. I'm a night owl. Hey, I'm just telling you what they discovered 3,000 years ago. What you choose to do is up to you. So you have a sleep rhythm, right? This Western medicine has. It's called the circadian rhythm. If you can't wake up without an alarm clock, your circadian is not in balance. You got to spend time in nature and cultivate balance within your emotions and your relationships. Okay? So this is an overview of how our bodies are related to the 5 elements and how the 5 elements are related to nature.